Hi folks, this is Greg with Best Choice Trailers. Today I'm out here at our Pittsburgh location to take you for a walk around the 6x12, 10,000 pound Ironbull 4-foot high sided dump trailer. It's a neat little dump trailer. We sell a lot of these 6-wide trailers in the Pittsburgh market. I think it'd be a good fit for you roofers. Also a good fit for drywall debris, construction debris, mulch. All those objects that weigh about 40 pounds per cubic foot or less are ideal for a dump like this. So again, sawdust, everything outside of your aggregates and concrete debris and whatnot. So this is offered in different sizes. This is a 6x12 10K. Part of the beauty of the 6-wide is, of course, about a foot narrower than the 7-wide trailers. This unit is built exactly like the 7-wide 14,000 pound trailers though. So we'll show you the nice heavy frame that this is built on. So everything you see here other than the high sides is a standard feature. Ramps are an add-on, but of course we pretty much put ramps on all of these. And then I guess the spare tire mount is not an add, or not a standard, I'm sorry, but that is something that they've got on this one here. So yeah, let's take a walk around this, show you all the standard features. Up front we've got a 6-hole adjustable coupler. Notice that is a cast coupler. If you're not familiar, the stamp couplers sometimes seen are a little bit cheaper. These are rated a little bit heavier and certainly heavier duty. This has a nice heavy duty front faceplate coupler with the integrated chain holder. Pretty neat idea. This is built on a 6-inch full wrap I-beam tongue. That's a 12 foot-pound. Some in the industry are going to use an 8-inch I-beam, but you got to be careful. A lot of those are going to be a 10 foot-pound beam. This 6-inch is actually going to be heavier than a lot of the 8-inch beams in the marketplace. So again, up front you've got the 7,000 pound drop leg jack. If you're not familiar with the drop leg jack, it's got a grease zerd on it for serviceability. It's also got a pin at the bottom. You'd simply pull that. The inner leg's going to get down to the ground. And this style setup is going to save you from having to carry around a wood block or similar. This has the 110 volt charger. This works off an electric hydraulic system with an integrated deep cycle marine battery. This would simply keep your battery charged up. We also really like the not the paddle handles, the T handles that they use on these. A lot slicker than some of the old school style handles. It's also got a built-in locking system that you can pull those out, put a padlock on it to lock things up. Another little details, the gas shock on the toolbox lid. Some don't put any sort of chain or anything on here. This puts it where it needs to be and doesn't let it go any farther, so you don't worry about your toolbox lid getting messed up. Interstate deep cycle marine battery. It's got a KTI pump, power up, power down. Again, there's your 110 volt charger inside the toolbox. It's got a 20-foot remote cord. It's an all-weather cord. It's designed to make it up to the truck side. Okay, this does have the 4-foot high side option. One nice part about Ironbull is this integrated keyway they put in. One thing is it's formed in, not welded on. That's important so that acid rain and salt doesn't get behind there and eat it up. Makes for a very strong setup, very little deflection in their sides. This also has a built-in tarp kit. Tarp kit's a pretty neat setup. It's got a bearing built in with a grease zerd on it, and then it's got a sail bar that runs across, keeps your tarp nice and straight, makes for ease of deployment, helps your tarp from getting snagged as well. A couple other details on these. These have the pole pockets, so if you do want to build the sides up even higher on this, you can do so. Certainly make for a very tall pocket on these to help keep from bending that side. We've also got, again, the keyway going down the long sill, and you've also got J-hooks going down where your bungee cord would hook into a tarp grommet for strapping down the load. So this is a 6-inch stack frame, also not a unibody frame. Some in the industry are going to do a one-piece frame front to back, which is fine, but this here is going to be even stronger. This is a 12 foot-pound frame. This first 4 feet or so of the trailer, you've got a double stack of 12 foot-pounds, so you got about 24 foot-pound of frame right where you need it. This area right here, midpoint between your axle and your jack, of course, would be the most susceptible to damage in an overloading or whatnot, a heavy use. And again, on this, you've got plenty of frame here. Spare tire mount on this is an option, as you see it on this one. Then this has a 6-inch tube bed frame. Draw your attention to that because most 6-wides in the industry, if you look around, are generally going to be built on a 3-inch or a 4-inch bed frame, and some manufacturers on a 6 wide don't even do a bed frame. Importance of the bed frame would be it ties together all your cross members running together in a trailer. If it doesn't have a bed frame, all they're going to do is simply take the sidewall down past the floor and form it in which case you're going to have whatever gauge the sidewall thickness is holding all them cross members in place, rather than a nice rigid 2x6 tube frame. A couple other details on this: Dexter axles, 5,200 pounds. It's got the newer style forward adjusting brakes, or never adjust. It's also got the easy lube hubs. So behind that black cap in the center of the axle, you'd simply pull that off. There's going to be a grease zerk behind there, and you know, average homeowner with hand tools can do their own bearing maintenance. Trailer is going to be equipped with a 225/75 R15 load range D 8-ply radial tire. It's also got gussets that are going to tie the fender back to the frame, give you a nice spot to mount your integrated light. This is a nice setup. It does give you a spot that if you need to step up and grab onto a tarp assembly, you can do so. Also gives you a nice spot to mount your lights to where they're protected. Of course, with a 4-foot side, it's going to have a 4-foot gate. One nice feature on this, you still retain all the usability of this gate. So it's a 3-way gate. You can hinge from the top, set your chain, and then you can spread just like a dump truck style. You can also lay the gate down by pulling the pin at the top, setting the gauge and setting it that way. Or of course, you've got a cam bar lock in the middle. You can open that up, swing it around the side, and use it as a barn door style gate. This trailer does have hook style ramps that you can hook them on the back and load up. They are an undermount ramp. It's got your stop turn tails, all LED lighting. Notice too, on the high-sided trailer, they throw some extra hinging on the door. They do put grease zerks on those hinges. This one you've got 3 on each door. This is an auto latching door as well, which is kind of a neat feature. You'd open the door up, and once this comes past, it's going to auto latch. Trailer is powder coated. It's got a fully sealed wire harness. We'll lift the bed up here for you and show you underneath as well. It's got a scissor hoist, standard equipped on this particular unit. So again, it is a 20-foot remote cord. There is a disconnect on this. If you've got kids that you don't want playing with it, you simply lock the box or disconnect the remote. We do have available wireless remotes for this as well. The wireless remotes, they tend to work for about 60 feet or so, generally mounted in the toolbox. So this is your scissor hoist style lift. A couple different lifts in the industry. We've got single ram, dual ram, scissor, and telescopic. Telescopics are very rare in general. Dual ram generally would not be found on a 6-wide. Generally, they would start with a 7. A scissor generally would be about the most premium style lift that you would typically see on any 6-wides. This one here does have your scissor. This is a 5/16 scissor, which is the same scissor hoist that's going to be used on the 14,000-pound dump trailers. So you're going to have a little bit more hoist than what you would necessarily need for this style trailer. So the ramps are undermount. Underneath, another neat feature that Ironbull does, they actually run bed runners that run parallel to the trailer. It's a very smart design. So they've got cross members running side to side, but the bed runners are going to tie together the scissor hoist, the cross member, the ramp holder, and the outer frame. So it's a very, very neat design they've got that ties that all together. When you think about it, it gives a lot of strength right underneath where your equipment would be whenever you would load anything into the bed. So this trailer is 6 foot wide, 12 foot long, 4 foot high sides, and of course we've got the pockets to where you could go higher on this as well. This is also offered in 10 foot length, and we can get it in a 14,000 pound GVW. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, give us a ring, 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.